Just me and you today, huh, Mr. Gales?
Guess so. What happened?
I don't know, man. I was calling to say that I do have some stuff going on today, but I want to always just be like trying to check in the background. But right now it's kid
You got the
play.
little young.
Yeah, they just always be just jumping on stuff, kicking and spitting. Every time I try to get on the phone, you know how it is.
Uh-huh.
I get them all quiet. I go, okay, Daddy has to make cold calls right now. And then they say, oh, okay, okay. And then I say, hello, Mr. Gale. And then they start jumping and like so unprofessional. But it is what it is, man.
Hey, so you had a good day?
Yeah, I did. How about you?
I had a decent day, yeah.
You
Nine to
you do
five
cool.
job.
Oh, okay. Do you do cold calling during the daytime or no?
No, I can't. It's not ethical for me to do that at work.
Okay. I've been struggling because I started this program with an agent, and she gives me a list of people to call, but it's around the country. And
Mm-hmm.
then she was telling me about your guys' Zooms where I could bring in the deals and kind of work through them. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a course where we're just looking for off-market properties in our area, so I could just buy them around my house, keep them, and get rental properties.
Mm-hmm.
So I just I'm struggling with calling around the country because I really want to take a look at the property, and I don't want to hear everybody's story about their crappy properties and how they want too much for them. You know what I'm saying? That's my issue right now is like trying to verify the people, but also not listening about their crappy houses forever and try to talk them into something they don't want to do. I know a good seller will just tell you what they want, and that you won't have to pry it out of them.
Right. It's a game, and you got to play the game if you want to get something out of it. Unfortunately.
Definitely. My thing is, I just try to say like, I'm just calling and like only talking to people that are easy to talk to and kind of want to talk to. Today I talked to a guy in Scottsdale, Arizona, who's
Mm-hmm.
actually super cool, but he was already under contract. He said he just signed a contract 2 weeks ago. The people haven't come, but I was like, damn. His comps around his area are like his property as is was saying seven something, and then there's other comps like 1.2 million. He said that people got him under contract at 5.5.
That would have been sweet.
I know. He told me that. I go, oh, okay, cool, man. Well, I'll send you over some paperwork. He goes, oh no, the people have it under. They already talked to me about it, and if they don't come through, then I'll call you back. Damn it.
No, always keep them on the back burner, but it's a numbers game. Shit, I forgot my
Yeah,
cigarette.
yeah.
Yeah.
I put him on my calendar to call him back.
You got to call at least 50 to get 5 positive.
So that's my concern. Like, I don't want to set up a follow up like system for all these people around the country when I want to try to buy properties in my neighborhood and my zip code. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's where I'm kind of starting to realize after a couple weeks into it. I did all this cold calling just to practice my conversations over the phone because
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to fuck it up in my neighborhood, right? I'm gonna be doing it for the next 10 years, calling all my neighbors, asking them if they want to sell, and I don't want them to remember my first day, right? Like
Well,
knocking on their door because I went to 2 appointments before I really knew what I was doing. I felt like I was trying to scam the people, but the more I know about it, I don't feel scammy. But so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to practice with people that
I don't
aren't
know.
in my neighborhood.
Yeah. I mean, I would personally stay away from my neighborhood, but you got a whole state to cover.
Well, they teach you, I'm in Springboard to Wealth. They teach you to know your zip code and then like go outside of it. But that way I know like my buyers in my area. I know all the comps. I know how much it costs. It's a lot easier to hear a price or tell somebody a price that I can pay opposed to like calling some property in Alabama out in the middle of the country. The lady says, yeah, I'll take 225 for 32 acres, 4 bedroom, two bath. And I'm like, well, is it even worth that? Like it's out in the
Well,
middle
you
of
got to
nowhere.
watch the comps in the area.
Well, I do, but there's not a lot of comps. It's like I'm just saying I don't know that area that well. I'm just trying to Just trying to
No, but
explain
you
my
go,
situation.
the general idea, no matter where you're at, the principle is still the same. Were you in your backyard or where you extend away from your backyard? You look at the zip code. Okay, and then you look at the push, you start at, the street that's next to you. If you don't have anything there, then you go a street above. But, you stay within a miles radius. Try to stay within a miles radius unless, if you're in Minnesota or somewhere where you have a house every 5 miles, then obviously you gotta go a little further, but that's the general, I just the same principle. And you can see the houses. You can get an idea of what the house is supposed to look like. And then you try to get that information out of the guy. And you can usually tell by their voice. I mean, it takes practice, but you'll tell by their voice if they telling the truth or not. And just go, oh yeah, my house is in good condition. How long have you been there? Well, I've been there 20 years. When was the last time you did anything? When I moved in. No, okay, telltale sign, when you moved in,
Yeah.
okay? So you gotta use a little psychology in it too. To get your deduction, because you can't just take their word for it. You gotta dig to get the answers.
How long
So
have you
from
been
there
doing
go-
this for?
Well, actually, in this particular field, I'm green. I'm very new. How I got into it is Carlos bought a house from me.
Just
And the
like the
more,
other guy he was talking to, that wanted to help sell all the properties to him and have him help him do investing for his family,
so,
right?
so yeah, so I couldn't get, I couldn't find any information by myself to find out how credible Carlos is. So, and he mentioned the Zoom. I says, there's my cue. Let me go into the Zoom. Let me get some information. And I started, when I saw the people that were there, they were doing the same shit. And I saw credibility in what he's doing. And yes, I'm closing at the end of the week.
Of a deal that you pulled,
Pardon me?
what are you closing on?
By the end of this week.
What are you closing on? The property
On a
for
house.
Carlos,
No,
or
on a
you're
house. No,
getting one?
I inherited a house from my mother.
Oh, okay.
And so I put it on the market and Carlos contacted me and then we got started dealing and, wheeling and dealing and
Oh, okay. Did he buy the property from you? Actually buy it from
yeah,
you or no?
yeah,
Okay,
he bought
cool.
the property. Yeah, he bought a seller finance. Yeah.
He did. He got you to do that, huh? Wow.
He got me to do that.
Congratulations. Cool, dude. How you
Yeah,
feel about it?
he's a hell of a talker. He can swindle you and do anything. He can sell ice to an Eskimo. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
He's,
or sell a product that he's very confident about and stands behind.
yeah, but he used to sell cars for a living, so he knows how to bullshit.
Yep. Yep. That's
So
where I'm lacking, man, is the people skills. I've always been either told what to do or been the boss. And then now I have to start relationships constantly all day long.
no, I've been doing sales for the last 20 years, so I'm kind of familiar with sales. I've done phone sales for the 5 or 6 years, and I've done several variety of sales. Now I'm in retail. I manage a store, but I don't want to do this for the rest of my life, not at my age.
No.
I told
The
my wife, I want
program,
to die on the beach,
yeah.
and that's my plan. I mean,
Good.
I don't want to die in a city where the beach is. I want to be on the beach. I want to get out of my door and see the beach. That's
Yeah.
where I
So you're
want to
going
be.
to go to the beach and die. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much.
No, I get what you're saying. No, I hear you. I feel you on that too. Me
But
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
the reality of it, yes. I'm already in my 60s, so I want to enjoy the rest of my days. If this is where I'm meant to die, that's it.
Well, now you got that passive income coming from Carlo from that house you just sold him. So
Yeah, but I mean, I can't run to the bank with that. It's not like I'm gonna say, hey, let me put a down payment on a $2 million house on the beach. They're gonna see my money and they're gonna laugh at me.
I'm working on business finance right now too. That's kind of why I've been off the last couple of days. I've been calling banks and trying to figure that out. They have some hacking for that. And
Yeah, I got a couple links, but I'm following the format that I've been told, advertise on Facebook and use social media, but I haven't had any hits so far.
for the house buying,
Yeah, for getting hard cash for investor or
hmm.
private lender.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Because,
Yeah. It's,
I mean, once I'm in a situation where I have a few sales under my belt, then I have some credibility. But when you're green, what am I going to show an investor? Yeah, I have a property. I need money very, very fast. But the guy's going to take me to the cleaners. So if I want to get my money up front, and then let me go get some deals.
yeah, that's why I'm working on that business
Or
credit,
have the
man.
option to be able to do that at least.
Yeah, I hear you. No, I hear you. Exactly. I don't have $100,000. I needed 170,000 for my last property that I wanted to buy myself, but I didn't have the money. I got sold. I get it. I'm watching a credit hacking thing for corporations is what I've been watching, and they build up credit, and then they're able to pull from their lines of credit with 0% interest, and they're able to fund their projects that way. So it's a lot to it though. It's just as much work as it is to cold call and do what we're doing to build the corporation up. Like it's just the same amount of
Well, yeah,
bullshit.
getting the lenders on board is going to be, you
Mhm.
got to be convincing. You got to be able to sell yourself.
Yeah. Yep. I'm working in the middle one. They said you have to have 30% though on the utilization on your cards, and I'm at 34%. So
Mhm.
whatever, man. We're seeing that Mr. Jesus is on here.
It is. I don't see anybody else, just you and me.
Hey, what's up, guys? Just
Hey,
finishing
let's
up
go.
some calls here real quick. What you guys up to?
We're shooting the shit. There's only two of us.
Yeah, no, we're early. I think Carlos said he was gonna come on at 4.
Hmm.
I thought he'd be back today.
Yeah, he should be. I think he said he was at something to do with his niece. He was like at an event or something. So he said he was gonna hop on around 4.
I was
Okay.
checking in. We went to my kid's school and we're headed to the park next, and I have to call. I have a bank to call here and a real estate agent to call here in a couple minutes.
What time zone are you in, Zach?
I'm in Pacific Standard Time, so it's 4 o'clock at my house now.
Oh, okay. So we're about 3 hours difference.
Are we? What time is it at your place?
7
Okay.
7 p.m. I'm Eastern time.
Okay. Yeah. You guys are going into multifamily this week?
I'm listening to it every Friday.
Yeah, that too. But this group is gonna. Carlos said he's focusing on multifamily from now on, right? This whole month.
And that's okay. I mean, whatever I can learn, I'm gonna absorb.
Oh, I agree with you 100%. I recently learned that if you're gonna
I'm
get,
looking at a couple duplexes right now. So
yeah, and if you use a DSCR loan for your duplex, you can use a rental income, the projected rental income, to help offset your. No, it's for conventional financing. You can use, so you can get up to fourplex, right? With conventional financing, you can use those other 3 projected rents to help with your income to help qualify for that property. I don't know if you knew that. I just found that out the other day.
I'm still learning.
I'm just passing it on. I thought it was really cool information. So if you couldn't,
No, sure.
if the duplex was $600 a month, and they would only, I mean, a $600,000 duplex, your mortgage is 3,000, you only qualify for $1,500 a month mortgage. If the other side rented out for $1,500 a month, you would actually be able to qualify for that mortgage.
Yeah,
Um,
the one I'm looking at is not commercial, it's still considered a house. It's only
That's-
two.
That's what I'm
two
talking about.
units.
That's, it's not for commercial, it's for conventional loan for
Residential?
your, yeah. So you could still qualify for it without making enough money, is what I'm trying to get at, which is pretty cool. I didn't know about that.
It wouldn't be a bad deal, cause they're asking 245 for it. And the rental in that area is $2,000 a month
Per side,
per side.
yeah, that's a no brainer right there. Mine is at that, and the price is, I said 600,000 because I'm looking at a duplex. They want, it just sold for 635 or something like that. Barely gonna cover the rent with that.
Uh-huh. Oh, is it just two residential?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Around here is super expensive. That's why I got into this off market stuff. I recently was gonna start a construction company, but then I realized I can't find any properties to work on. So now I'm here learning how to find my off market properties, and then I'll start a construction business from there.
You could look at free foreclosures.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff about that. My main thing is was working with you guys, practicing talking, and then calling around the country, just learning conversations with sellers, and
Mhm.
then I'll start focusing on my area, and I'll just really get into my niche in my zone. Which is probably next week. I think we're gonna hire a REI call center too, which is like $1,000 a month, but they give you one caller 5 hours a day for 5 days a week for that $1,000. So you're only paying $250 a week for a worker for 5 hours a day, 5 days a week to call. You feed them the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So seems they're gonna put a lot more time in calling than me because I'm only doing 1 to 2 hours a day if I'm lucky.
Right. Yeah, because you have a full-time job too, right?
Well, my full-time job is just studying this, learning to do a business, doing cold calls, and then you guys with the Zoom. My wife's taking care of me right now for till I figure this real estate stuff out.
That's
I'm
good.
going to I'm full-time doing this, just
And you only
practicing
doing 2
talking.
calls a day?
What?
You do only
Like
do
3 to 4. Well, this last week's been busy. We've been busy for about 5 days straight, with school stuff, vacation stuff. Yeah. No, I do my time slots only from noon to 3 is when I try to do my time slot. Then you guys with the Zoom. And I only started calling when I started this Zoom, like a couple days before I started the Zoom.
Okay. I was like this. Yeah, you should be able to do 50 calls in a week.
Yeah, I
At
did
least
80 I've done 80 my first like a little bit more than a week, and then now I'm on number 73, but I started that list last week.
Mm-hmm.
Got a couple more, and then I think, like I said, I'm gonna focus in my area. Quit calling around the country and talking to. Do you listen to Brett Daniels?
I haven't had the pleasure to listen to Brad Daniels. He's actually funding the project. So I do know him. No, I don't know him personally. I know him through Carlos, but he's Carlos's partner, so he's funding the whole deal to buy my house. That's why I know the name. I sent a friend request. I'm still waiting for feedback on that.
He does a live Zoom on Tuesday. Wait, what's today? Wednesday? I watched that today. The live Zoom
He
with
does.
him. He's really good, man. Like I really like his information. I realize a lot of these courses, you get a lot of extra help if you obviously pay for the mentorship, but they
Mhm.
give a lot away on the live Instagram and then the YouTube's a lot. I've noticed. I'm just saying, like, you get a lot of information for free because I know my course. I go and look at all these the YouTubes and Instagram. I'm like, damn, you pretty much get all this shit for free.
Yeah, I mean, I watch a lot of Pace Morby.
I haven't got into Pace Morby too much. I wanted that to be in my back pocket for if something happens.
He's got good information. The only problem I have with him is there's too much fluff, too much extra bullshit that nobody needs to hear. Really, there's a lot of extra talk other than business. I'd rather just talk about business and not talk about, other stuff that we don't need to hear.
Yeah, I get distracted real easy if they get off topic.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get distracted, but I get tired. I mean, I've listened probably to 100 of these videos still before I got with Carlos, but Carlos is a little bit more direct to the point. So, and I appreciate that a little bit more. And I just reiterate what I already knew, what I already found out for Base Morby. And I'm able
What
to
up,
put it to
Michael?
practice. What's that?
So what up, Michael?
What's up, guys? Got a
Hey,
whole
Mike.
crowd today. Hey, guys.
You got a beautiful Hawaiian shirt and I got no shirt. I was calling to say that I'm about to go to the park with my kids and I was gonna just shoot a quick text and say I'll see you guys tomorrow, you know. And then
Yeah.
it was just me and Gail's only, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna just.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, I do have a couple phone calls to go, and I feel bad because I've missed like a bunch of days in a row. But it's just right now, my time is the wife's. It's just usually it's my time off of work, you know, and the kids are like, they're they're ready. They're ready for me. So.
Yeah.
Well, I plan on doing a bunch of calls tomorrow. I only got through 3 calls. That's what me and Gail was talking to. I talked to a couple great people today, but I didn't get any farther. And I want to like make some calls. And every day when I come to this, I want to, with my buyer seller role play, I want to bring up a situation that I talked to throughout the day.
Yeah, that you just went through.
Even
Yeah.
though they're all fucking hard. I was telling Gail, I'm looking for is what they call in my course the Yoshida seller, the guy that's just ready to sell, right? You call them, you say, hey, you looking to sell? And they say, yeah, and they just start telling you all about their property. So if they don't do that on the phone right now, I've been kind of just like asking a couple questions, but I know a lot of people are just as annoyed about me asking a bunch of questions about their crappy ass house as I am hearing about their crappy ass house that they
Yeah.
want to get full price for. So
Yeah.
that's where I come at with this thing. We could, I don't know. I just that's where I'm coming from. Just so you guys know, like
Yeah. Where do you where are you generating your leads from?
my lead comes from a real estate broker, I believe,
Oh,
and she has like 120 agents that work for her, and she sends me this list. I just met her a couple weeks ago, just like I just met you guys a couple weeks ago. I've been in this other course for about 5 months.
yeah.
And I just needed phone numbers that I didn't have to pay for, right? And I was like, I just want to start practicing calling and having conversations with people. And
Yeah.
that's where I got this. And the list is actually pretty damn great. Like the people aren't, I don't have to go, it's one number per address. And I've left a lot of messages, but I've got a lot of calls of people like they own rentals or maybe they just already sold. And only one person was like, fuck you. And that was because he hung up and I called him back and said, oh, I think we got disconnected.
Yeah. I had one person, oh, I felt bad. So I have a family friend who's an agent, and I told her at the time, if I come across anyone who wants to sell, but they want retail value and they don't want to do terms, then I'll just refer them to you. And she's like, yeah, that's great. And I had this one guy who was super weird. He was quiet. I got all the information I needed, and I shot him an offer, and he goes, yeah, no thanks. Thanks for wasting my time. And I was like, hey, if you want retail value, like I got an agent friend. She's super great. She'll work with you. And he didn't answer. And I was like, oh, he's probably upset. So I told her, I was like, hey, I just talked to this guy. I sent her his phone number, and she called him up, and he just motherfucked her, cussed her out so much. And she messages me and she goes, he was not happy. He was very hostile. And I was like, I'm sorry. Like I must have really pissed him off.
You can feel it through the phone. Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't win them all, you know.
No. That was the first one I sent her too. So she's like, who are you sending me?
I was like, oh, honey, there's more to come.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. I just talked to someone today though, just right now before I hopped on. This guy has a house in Dallas, Texas that he inherited from his mom. And he has a twin brother. They both inherited it, but his twin brother is in prison. So he's the sole proprietor. His son is living in the house, but he's ready to just sell it. And when his mom passed, they did an appraisal when it went into his ownership, and it appraised at 160, but the ARV for his neighborhood is about 285. And I was like, okay, so yeah, he said he wants to sell within a month time. And I was like, so what do you want for it? And he goes, really, I'm just tired of this thing. I want 60 grand. And I was like, I don't I don't know. And I was like, okay. And I was like, I think we can do something with that. And then I let him know, I was like, we can cover closing costs and escrow fees so that you can get that 60 grand in your pocket. And he was like, he's all, thank you so much. That just means so much to me. And he goes, but I don't know anything about doing any of the paperwork. And I was like, that's perfectly fine. That's what we're here for. We're going to walk you through every single step of the way. This is what we do. And he's like, oh, that's awesome. I was like, yeah. So I'm calling leads for a sub-2 student. So the sub-2 student, he's going to write up an offer tonight and send it over. And then I'll probably call him tomorrow and walk him through it.
Nice. Nice. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah,
Good job, dude.
finally, dude, finally.
How long you been doing it for?
A year.
Okay. Well, it ain't closed yet, man. You don't have no e-docs yourself that you can send over there?
So I do have a DocuSign myself, but the thing is so I've been doing this for a year, but about 2 weeks ago, I finally decided that I'll just call leads for a sub-2 student who has all the leads. He has all the systems in place. And I'll just be an acquisition person for him because I've been doing it by myself and it's been horrible. So I was like, you know what, I'll just take a slice of the pie, like frequently, as opposed to never knowing when the whole pie is coming at me. So I'm fine with working with this sub-2 student.
agree.
On it. Yeah. So if it was myself, then yeah, I would send them documents, but at this point I can just hand it off, and the sub-2 student, he's going to handle it from there, do the transaction coordinating and then dispoing it. And I get to learn how all that works too.
That's not a bad route to do that too. What do you ask for percentage when you do acquisition?
I'm getting 20%. I'm assuming 20% of profit goes towards covering all his expenses for all his subscriptions and running all these softwares. I don't know how much, but I figured I could do 20% for now and then make some money, stack up, and then, like Carlos said, start buying properties, start being a buyer. But
I
one
agree.
deal at a time.
I love it, man. Good job, dude. That's awesome. That's
Appreciate it. Thank you.
100% awesome, dude. Good job. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not signed yet, but it looks good right now.
I understand passing off. How many deals has the sub-2 guy done? Your partner,
Oh geez,
your boss, daddy sub-2.
Yeah. So I just started with him. He has 6 people calling for him. They're not consistent like I am, but he has 6 people. He just closed on 3 this week. But I haven't asked him how many he's done total. He owns his own brick and mortar business in Missouri. So he has a full-time job during the day, and then at night or in the evening, he'll hop on and start making calls himself and doing all the transaction coordinating.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. And Carlos is actually the one that got me connected with this guy.
Perfect.
Yeah. Carlos had put out a post saying, he goes, hey, does anyone want to call leads? And I was like, dude, let's do it. And he's like, all right, cool. He hooked me up with this guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yep.
I should be doing this too.
It's just too expensive to do it yourself. Like you said, I didn't want to be a year into it. my course people were teasing me about like, they're like, so you just call for a lady and you give them their leads? I go, yeah, exactly. I'm seeing how it's done, bro. And eventually
Yeah.
I'll just do it myself. Like it's
Exactly.
quick, easy, fast learning. I don't want to be. Yeah, I went to 2 appointments because I'm a construction worker right away, like within my first month, and I sat in front of these people. I sound like a fucking idiot, like just
Right.
trying to steal their shit. Like, oh, here I can't. Yeah, no, I need to know
Yeah.
what I'm doing.
Yeah, and there's no need to reinvent the wheel. If you have
Mhm.
someone that's already doing it, then just hop in with them and get a front row seat, see how it's all done.
Yeah, get 20 quarters opposed to one whole pie in half
Yeah.
the time.
Yep. Yep, exactly. Yeah. So finally, I was trying to do it by myself too. Fucking, I spent way too much money and never got a deal. And then I hit that, like you first start and there's that shiny object, and then you get like 3 months in and you're like, oh, this is a bit harder than I thought. But you're like, I can still do it. And then 2 months later, I'm like, maybe this isn't it. Maybe I need to get a full-time job or something. Because I just quit my full-time job. And I was like, no, it's me. I was like, I'm just not doing enough. And then so I started grinding even harder and started making all kinds of calls with no luck. Everyone's like, fuck off, And finally started calling leads for this guy. And yeah, after 2 weeks of full-time calling, finally got
So
one.
within 2 weeks, after 1 year, within 2 weeks of calling, these are leads that he generates.
Yeah. Yeah. So his system, he's kind of set up in an interesting way. He has a buyer who basically gets first dibs on all his leads because this buyer gives him all of the info, and then he skip traces. Like she'll send him like 100 properties a day, and then he'll skip trace them all.
Click open
And
file in the top right to
so
continue.
if he gets a good deal, then he'll be like, hey, I got this person, and she'll be like, you know what? Either I do or I don't want to buy it, because she does fix and flips and rentals. And if not, then we just wholesale it to another buyer, or we'll wholesale it to her too. But she basically gets first pick. But yeah, fucking,
Does she get a cut off the wholesale deal?
I don't know actually. I mean, if I was the buyer providing these leads, I would want to cut off. So I wouldn't be surprised if she did. But
I
we'll
wonder
see.
how that works, because I'm structuring the same thing. My buddy, he paid for me to take these courses, and I have the time to like follow up on the leads. He's gonna start paying for REI recall or REI call center, and it's like $2,000 a month, but they guarantee you like 3 like leads and appointments a month.
Okay.
So you're literally paying. You pay the minimum is $1,000 a month, and you get one caller 5 hours a day, 5 days a week.
Open file in the
So
top right.
I don't put that much time in. My buddy, he has me doing it because he owns a brick and like a business like you're talking about. He wants to do this, but he doesn't have the time. And I'm like, I quit my job to start a construction company. Then I met him, and now I'm doing this. I'll own a giant construction company that takes care of the fix and flips. But right now I'm looking for off-market properties.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So same situation. Calling these leads. Yeah, and I spent that whole year learning, because I mean, I went to college for 5 years and I dropped out when COVID came through, because I was in an engineering class, and in class the teacher was super boring, and then we moved to screens, and every time I sat down for class I would fall asleep. And I was like, you know what, maybe I should just wait till everything comes back into class and I'll just, start back up. And I was like, yeah, no. And I was like, if I really wanted to do this, I would have kept doing it. I don't think I actually want to be an engineer. So yeah, I got a full-time job, and then I left that full-time job because the management was just disgusting people. I was like, there's no respect for anyone here. So I left, and then spent the last year just training, mostly information taken. And I didn't take a lot of action. I just spent a lot
Analysis paralysis.
Exactly, yeah. I learned how to comp really well because I like numbers. So I was like, I can do that. I'll just comp properties all day long. And then, so yeah, so once I was actually getting on phones with people, man, one of the first phone calls with people, I was like shaking. I was like dripping in sweat. And I was like, and then after like the fifth phone call, I was like, it was a lot easier. Yeah.
Yep. That's what I'm doing. Practicing conversations, and then I'm gonna start door knocking my town. But I
Yeah.
wanted to start calling and no, dude. Yeah. Standing in front of somebody and trying to talk to them. No, I couldn't do it. No.
Right. Yeah.
Just, no. I'm a professional master carpenter. I was in the union for 15 years, like, and
Yeah.
ran crews. But to stand in front of somebody and try to buy their house off market, sweating bullets, shaking, just look
Yeah.
like a tweaker, just ready to steal all your shit. Just like this guy is sketchy. And I even got
Yeah.
like matching hats, matching shirts, and a binder and some like car magnets, so I look all
Yeah.
pro when I show up.
Nice.
Now I can talk to people a little bit more. I'm getting, like I said, like I was telling Gales, I was going to get through my list and then start focusing my neighborhood again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you call across the country? Then
Yeah.
with
So
your list.
yeah, this guy, he has leads all over the country. It's mostly southern states, but there's a few here and there that are northeastern. Haven't really had any northwestern or had a couple in California. I live in California, so
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, I had a sweet one. Her name was Rose and had like 4 properties, but she wanted me to come and bring pizza and apple pie to meet her.
Sounds like a great time.
I know, but I'm not in California. Hey, I got this other call that I said I was going to take, so I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow.
Sounds good, brother.
Later.
Yeah, I know. I need to got one off.
You're still muted.
There we go.
There you go. All right.
No, I
And
had
no
it
one
all
joined
set
in
up and
today.
then everything got screwed up. No, it's good.
Perfect.
Yeah, I was telling Zach, I'm looking into a duplex
Yeah.
in Central Florida here, and they want 245 for it. It looks from what I was able to see, in decent shape. Probably could use some lipstick, but 245, and then the rent is 2,000 for each unit.
Okay.
But that's not bad. $4,000 return on 245.
Yeah. Hold on.
I don't know if they want to do seller finance or if they want just the cash.
Right. Yeah.
So I just need to talk to them and find out.
I love seller finance.
Yeah, man. That's how I got roped into it.
Yeah.
But we'll see how that goes. I mean, I'm thinking positive about it, so we'll see which way that flows. If they want 245 cash, I don't know where I'm gonna get it.
Yeah. So Carlos bought your house, or
Yeah.
okay. So what happened with that deal?
Oh, that should closing. Well, we're closing right now, so we'll have the money in my pocket by the end of the week, hopefully.
Nice. Okay. Like so you guys are doing a seller finance deal?
Yeah.
Okay. And this was like a rental property of yours?
No, this wasn't a rental property. I owned it up in Minnesota.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. Nice.
Too cold for me over there.
Yeah, you're telling me.
I'll take
Where
my
you at
Florida,
right-
I'll take my Florida weather all day.
That's right. Okay. You're in Miami?
No, I'm in Central Florida.
Central Florida. Okay, gotcha. My father-in-law lives in Tampa.
Yeah, I'm near Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where you at, Michael?
I'm in Northern California,
Okay,
but 2 hours north of Sacramento. So
okay. There's a lot of the
yeah,
guys from California.
yeah. I know Shane's in Sacramento.
Mm-hmm,
Jesus is in San Diego.
mm-hmm. So you've been at it for a year, huh?
Yeah, I've been at it for a year and finally seen some fruit.
What, if you don't mind me asking, since I'm green, I mean, I've only been on there for a couple months. What took you so long to get to it? Nerves or?
Yeah, I just fear. I was afraid of rejection, really, of taking action and it not working, and then in the process of not taking action, of course, it's not going to work. Um, so yeah, it just took me so long because I felt like I needed to know what I was doing, which is
Mm-hmm,
fair. I don't want to go out there blindly swinging at nothing. Um,
mm-hmm,
so I felt like I really needed to completely understand everything. So how it started was there was a wholesaler that I found on the internet, and my buddy, as a gift to me, paid for the $300 course. And the course was just a list of videos that
mm-hmm.
if you took action on, you could get a deal, but there was no mentor to guide you or anyone to help you. It was
No.
basically watch these videos, and if you take action, you can do it. So I spent 2 months going through all that, and then I realized that that mentorship wasn't a scam, but it was not truthful. They weren't truthful about what they were doing, and the guy who I followed that was a coach in that mentorship, he ended up getting in a lawsuit with the guy who owned the mentorship. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. Because I was like, I liked this guy because he was like no bullshit kind of guy. And then next thing I know, he's getting sued by the mentorship that he's supposed to be representing. So either he's a liar or the other mentorship is the guy who owns it is a liar. And so then I was like, okay, maybe I'll have to figure out how to do this a different way without that fucked up mentorship. So I just went to YouTube and started watching Jerry Norton, and I just watched a ton of his content on YouTube, which led me to Jamil, which led me to Pace Morby, and then Brent Daniels, and then I just started listening to all their content and all their stuff. And
Brent Daniels is only during the day, right?
say it again.
Is it Brent Daniels? He's only during the day.
Yeah, yeah, he he only did like a once a week live and stuff like that. And then I would just drive around. I live in Reading, and there's less than 200,000 people. So it's not a big place, but there's a couple wholesalers here, and I met up with a couple, and all of them are doing like a deal a month, if that. So none of them are like full-time active.
Right.
So it was hard to find someone that I could like get under. And
But there's no meetups in your area or nothing like that, huh, that you could have interacted with.
yeah, I went to one meetup, and that's where I met a sub-2 student. But that meetup, I went to that one, and then they stopped having them because there was only like 4 people showing up.
Mm-hmm.
But the lady who runs it, she has a big ego. So if she's not the center of the room, it kind of gets awkward because then she like tries to make it about herself. And everyone there was kind of like knew that. So they were really there to meet up with other people that might come. But she's a smart lady. She's super smart. But yeah, she has a huge ego. So that shut down because not enough people were showing up.
Mm-hmm.
And she's planning on starting it again this month. I think in 2 weeks she's gonna have another meetup. So we'll see how that goes. So I'll probably go to that one.
Okay.
Yeah. But then found Carlos and started hopping in his role plays. And I was like, dang, this is what I really needed to get over my fear of calling.
Mm-hmm.
And then a week after that, he connected me with this other sub-2 student who needed callers. So I hopped on there and started making calls and answering all these texts. And it's really just a numbers game too. Like,
Of course.
yeah, Brent Daniels, he just said 99.5% will say no and
Mhm.
reject you. And I was like, yeah, I feel that.
That's it. So you can't be afraid of rejection. You just gotta brush it off and just keep going.
Right. Yeah.
Because otherwise, you're not gonna get forward.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, it's sales. So sales is a numbers game. It's always
Yep.
been a numbers game.
Yeah. The more people you can get in front of, the higher your odds are.
I've played that numbers game for a long time.
Yeah. How long were you in sales?
Well, I've pretty much been in sales for the last 20 years.
Okay. Gotcha. What were you selling?
Well, I had my own company for a while. For over 10 years, I was selling metal buildings, like Carolina
Oh.
carports and TNT. You can make barns, you can make garages, you can make a small shed.
Yeah.
It's basically just a shell and a cement pad.
Got it. Yeah.
You know, so I was doing that. I was the middle guy, basically. I was relying on large companies that were supplying the material and setting it up. And I was just doing the sales for them.
Got it. Yeah.
So basically, whatever down payment they put up, which was usually 10%, that was my money. I had to send directly to my bank account, and then the balance they pay the company.
Gotcha.
Like I said, you know, I had a website and everything. I had people calling me, so I didn't have to call always people, but
Nice.
if I get a text, anything like that, I followed up on it and
Yeah. So,
read it and,
yeah.
oh, wow, you're too expensive. I said, listen, you can go to another company. You see who's more expensive.
Yeah. Exactly.
back.
Yeah. Yeah. My,
I'll talk to you again in a week.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I
My,
never said bye to them. I says, I'll talk to you again in a week.
9 times out of 10, I'm sure they called
Yeah,
back.
9 times out of 10, they'll call back. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. I'm sorry. Can you help me out? I need one very badly. I says, okay. What do you
You're like, "Yep."
need? Give me the sizes,
Yeah, exactly.
and let me write up a contract, and then let's get it done for you. I'll send it to the manufacturer, and within 4 weeks, you'll get your building.
Nice.
Got
That's
4
pretty
weeks into 8 weeks, and then to 3 months, and so they make an ass out of me. And in competition, and people were coming out of the woodwork starting to do this shit, and I said,
Yeah.
too much competition. It's not
Yeah.
not worth it anymore. I wasn't making enough money to support my family.
Right. Yeah.
So out of work. Went to go get a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah. Do you have any kids?
Yeah, I have 4, but they're all grown.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
So,
I got my firstborn on the way.
oh yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Be a Christmas
Yeah.
baby.
My youngest is probably your age, so
Really?
if that tells you anything.
Tells me that anyone can get into this business.
Woohoo. Give me a second, I'll be right back.
No, you're good.
Oh. After a long day, I like to have a couple.
Yeah. What's your What's your poison of choice?
I just drink beer. But I like foreign beer. I don't drink American beers.
Smart.
I like Italian beer. That's my favorite. I drink Peroni a lot.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've never heard of that one.
Yeah. It's
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know what that is. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
You'll find them in Italian restaurants and things. That's how I first.
I worked at Olive Garden for a while, so
Yeah, I don't know if they carry it, but I know a lot of other mom and pops restaurants, Italian restaurants have them.
yeah. Ours carried Peroni, but no one ever ordered it, so it wasn't like
Really?
a popular one. Because I mean, it's Olive Garden,
Mm-hmm.
the least Italian restaurant.
Yeah, you get that right.
Uh,
But I do like the salad and breadsticks and all you can eat there.
yeah,
Not
Yeah.
that one.
I worked there for a year, and at first I was like, I was trying every dish, but no matter what, I'd always go back to a salad and soup and breadsticks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what they do best. And that's where their bread and butter is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Their lunch crowd is where their bread and butter is, mainly.
Yeah. It
Like
really
when I
is.
was, you speaking of engineering, when I was in engineering, that's what we did every Friday. We went out to eat
Yeah.
for lunchtime. So we tried different places, and every once in a while we go to Olive Garden, and we do Mexican one week and whatever the next week. So we used to go to Olive Garden, went to for the soup and salad and breadsticks.
Yeah. We we had this group of they were called the Red Hat Ladies or something. Well, that's what we called them, the Red Hat Ladies.
The red hat, not the red hags.
Yeah. It was a group of older women that were widows, but I think it used to be once a week, but they like once a month they would all meet up. And there's like 11 of them, and they all wore a little red hat, and some of them even dressed in costumes. It's kind of weird, but they all got together and just hung out, and because they were all widows, so they all had that in common. So they all just got together and had a good time and had lunch. Fun crowd.
Mm-hmm. And the Jesus is being all quiet there.
Yeah, I don't know what game he's trying to play.
I don't know. Well, wow, I realize there's been people that has been there for a while and they haven't done anything yet. And I was talking to a guy yesterday, he said he's been with Carlos for over 8 months. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, I couldn't do that.
What was that? Make calls for 8 months?
No, not doing anything for 8 months without moving.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
No,
I mean,
I
the
couldn't do it
information
either.
he gives us is pretty straightforward. It's not rocket science.
Yeah.
You follow your 4 pillars. If you write your notes down, if you're not a person that can remember, I didn't write anything down, but I got a
Really?
memory of an elephant, so it works for me.
Yeah, no, I have 2 notebooks and they're
Mhm.
full of properties and everything written down.
Well, I'm sure when I get to that point, I will have plenty of those. I already stocked up on those ahead of time.
Yeah, that's smart. Someone will call me back and I'm like flipping through it. I'm like, I'm sorry, it's in my Rolodex somewhere.
And everything I don't know, I'm going to write down the questions so I can follow up and get the right answer right underneath it.
That's smart. Yeah. And then especially having a community, if there's someone that knows, Carlos knows, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we got a huge crew.
Yeah, it's a good size.
And I told Carlos, I says, before the end of this year, we're going to make it at least 1 to 500.
Oh yeah. It's doable too.
Yeah, I'll make it happen. I'll help him make it happen.
Yeah.
Hey, he's helping me, so
Right? Yeah.
why not
He's
help him?
helping, he's helping me too.
Yesterday, I was the one teaching the class.
Were you? I wasn't in yesterday.
Yeah, I know, but the guy left kind of midway through,
Yeah.
and he just pointed at me and he says, "Well, you take over and you just finish the class with the guys and this place." I says, "Damn, Baba, thank you."
Yeah.
That that kind of boost up.
Right.
Made you make feel more comfortable, more confident.
Yeah.
So it's a good morale booster for sure.
Yeah. Especially when someone's like, "Hey, take over."
That's just me. I'm green. I've only been doing this for 2 months,
Yeah.
but thank you. I mean, I didn't say that to him, but I said thank you to myself. I said, "Damn, thanks."
Yeah.
There's people that have been in there a lot longer than I have. How come he didn't give them a chance?
Yeah. They don't take action. They don't do it.
I said, shit, thank you. Yeah, that motivates me even more to move faster, get something more, get the ball rolling, so to speak.
Yeah.
I mean, I got nothing to lose, so
Right.
why not? Just
Why
get
not?
the funds. That's the main thing I have right now is get the funds.
Yeah.
I'm
And
not going to use my money for sure.
exactly. And there's so many people that need to do something with their money because it's just burning in the bank.
I know. We just got to find them.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it. Says, okay, I'm advertising on my social media, but I
Yeah.
mean, I got a couple hundred people that I know on my social media. How does other people know about it?
Right. Yeah.
How does that get fed back to them? It's not a large enough volume to get somebody's attention.
Yeah. I mean, you also have like the communities, like the Powerhouse community and stuff, posting those and
Well, I'm
Facebook.
trying to friend a lot of people in the community. So I send
Yeah.
a lot of friend requests out just to
Yeah.
get more people on my side. So, because I figured somebody's got to know something.
Exactly. And yeah, I just like you start adding all these friends and they start seeing you pop up. You make a post and they'll think of someone that they know that can connect you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a web.
But, I want to make friends not just with the people that just started, but the people that have been in it for a while.
Yeah.
That's what attracts me the most, and it's going to be more beneficial to us.
Yeah. Exactly. You don't want someone that you're just starting.
No, because what information they're going to provide us?
That you don't already know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I want to shoot them down because they might know more than me, but still.
Right. Yeah. You
Well, I
can
don't
always
mind
learn.
That's why I don't mind making friends with everybody all over the country. Because
Yeah.
at one point or another, somebody's gonna be able to be useful at some point, and vice
Exactly.
versa.
Exactly.
Anybody that needs help in Florida, I'll be happy to help them as well.
Yeah. Me and my wife were thinking about moving to Florida.
Yeah,
You know,
it's not a bad place.
no, we visited. First time I took a plane was to visit her dad in Tampa,
Mm-hmm.
and it's nice. We were there for 9 days, and it was in June, and 7 out of the 9 days it rained, but it couldn't wear a jacket or anything because it was hot as fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
um,
Yeah, this year it started early too. I mean, we had probably the last 3 months. It's been in the hundreds.
yeah, geez, yeah. I mean, where I'm at, it was 114 today,
Damn.
and yeah, there's been a couple days where it was in the 90s, but for the past 3 months, it's been in the hundreds almost every day. And
Yeah, that's been definitely an extremely hot season.
yeah, there hasn't been as many big fires yet. I say yet because some of the biggest ones started in September, not actually in
You're not in
some.
that area though, right?
I'm close enough.
You're close enough.
I mean, I feel like all of California at some point is on fire.
I know
Last year-
there's a certain area out there that's,
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think in 2018, there was a fire right next to in the city that I live. I was visiting in 2018 and I got here and there was like a fire that had started from a truck that the wheel popped off and sparked and caught a fire in the forest. And as I came in, there was a little bit of smoke in the sky. And by 8 o'clock that night, they were evacuating the city because the fire got so huge. And I remember driving on the highway, leaving the city and looking back, and you could see the hills and mountains on fire. That was crazy. And that one burned over like 200,000 acres.
that's probably super dry. You guys don't get enough rain.
Oh yeah, it's so dry.
So you got fire or water over there?
Say it again?
You got fire or you have water?
Yeah. Yeah.
You got the mudslides. Not a state I'm attracted to. No, that happening.
Yeah.
I'll take my hurricanes here. They only happen once every 10 to 15 years.
Right? Yeah. No, yeah. This is like we got a fire every other month.
Yeah, I watch it I can see it on the news all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's insane. It really is.
But yeah, I mean, if you ever want to move to Florida, try to move closer to Central Florida. Your housing market's going to be a little bit less expensive in this area.
Okay. Okay, so what towns are like Central Florida? Like Orlando?
Orlando is Central Florida, but stay away from the biggest cities.
Yeah.
I want to go to the smaller cities
Gotcha.
where because you'll see the difference in the prices.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, my house, for example, you're gonna pay at least a couple $100,000 more in the same exact house over there.
Yeah. And just where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my father-in-law, he moved to Florida, I think in 2018 as well. And he bought his house for I think 300,000 and then he just sold it a couple months ago for 600,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and now the market is dropping again, so
Yeah.
and I just took a $60,000-$70,000 loss on my house.
Really?
That's a big chunk of change. Difference.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say.
And I just bought mine 2 years ago. Brand new.
Mhm. Okay.
It's nice, it's quiet, it's peaceful. The only people I don't like is the HOA people.
Oh yeah.
They're a pain in my ass.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, well, and then the HOA, the manager of the HOA is kind of like your lady for your meeting. Same
Yeah.
type of scenario.
Yep.
Thinks she knows everything.
Yeah.
Trying to mess with my wife, and my wife is not taking any shit from nobody.
I love it.
I'm proud of her.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, right now, finding things are quieting it down. They're leaving me alone for now.
Good.
You know, until they decide that she's got another hair up her ass, we'll find out.
So she finds something else to worry about.
Yeah, I mean, there's always something. Anyway, I took the mulch out and I stone out there to get rid of mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Said that I needed an architect to design it. You gotta be a joke. Come on. Really? Are we that stupid? Mm-mm-mm. I mean, it's been a battle for It was a battle for a year.
with the HOA.
Yeah,
I bet.
crazy. Well, we got another one popping up.
Yeah, I was in here. I got in here like half an hour ago and nobody was in here. Or 45 minutes ago.
We were on with shit for the last half hour.
We got
I
a
saw
whole-
you and then somebody left. As soon as I got in, somebody left.
Zach,
And
Zach left, yeah.
what y'all doing?
We're just shooting the shit. 'Cause, you know, there was only two of us.
What happened to Carlos? I haven't been on the Zooms yesterday and the day before. I missed them. I was
You are
really
here,
busy.
Virginia.
What's up?
He took a couple of days off because he had a family situation, family event.
Carlos?
Yeah.
I thought he'd be back today, but I haven't seen him.
He's been gone the last 2 days?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's okay. We did Q&A for the last couple of days,
Yeah.
but today's been quiet. It was just me and Zach until Michael showed up.
Jesus.
How your leads been going?
My leads?
Yeah.
One of them backed out, said she's gonna keep the house. I still have a few I'm working on, but not a whole lot where I'm from.
Oh, gotcha.
There's barely anything going on over there, and it's like the housing prices. It's hard to make it work where I'm from. That's why I'm on the road right now. I'm in Texas. I just drove about 6 hours to come to Texas.
Yeah.
So just trying to do whatever I can.
Are you gonna do some door knocking?
Yeah, network with some guys I know up here. We're in Dallas.
All right.
Go and talk to construction companies. That's what like my main business goal is to start building multifamily.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always going to be doing real estate and wholesaling, but and subject to and all that. But my main goal right now is to do construction and build.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you know any like developers and stuff?
Yeah, that's actually who I'm going to meet. Some developers.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I have a family member that wants to build them. Who's got a bunch of money. Got the money to build them, so we'll probably start a company pretty soon.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sounds great, man.
Yep. Man, as far as wholesaling, man, I don't even know, bro. I stopped cold calling, like mass cold calling. You know what I mean? Like just all day, every day. I stopped doing that.
Yeah.
I heard too many people not spending any money on marketing and getting way more deals than me. And I would spend 6 or 7 hours on the dialer every day and not get shit. I get a couple, you know, but I just stopped doing it. If I pulled a list, it was, you know, I'd pull 1,000. Out of the 1,000, I'd get, you know, maybe a 4% contact rate, maybe. Usually like a 2 to 4%. And then out of those people, I mean, maybe one of them that would pick up would be the actual homeowner, and then be like, "Stop calling me. You're the 10th person who's called me today."
Jeez.
You know, it's nonstop. Either that, or it's a tenant that lives there and they're not even they don't even know the owner or something. It's always some bullshit. I spent several $100, you know, a day just trying to talk to people who either didn't want to talk to me or they didn't own the house, or I had the wrong number. So I didn't find it very useful to keep doing that. And I've had more luck just like word of mouth and social media. Just posting on social media and telling everybody what I'm doing, I've had way more success with
You say social media you were using Facebook?
that.
You're breaking up, Sam. You're breaking up, Sam.
I don't know what the last thing you heard was, but I said I've had a lot more success just through word of mouth and social media, posting about what I do, telling everybody what I do, and just networking with guys on social media mostly.
Okay, so mostly Facebook? Okay, so mostly Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook or Instagram, people will send me stuff. I just post on my story, I'm looking for stuff, and people will send it to me.
That's the way to do it.
Haven't had a whole lot of luck with agent outreach yet, but I haven't tested it enough to really know. Most of them send me stuff that is that you know it's been on the market, either just got put on or it's been on for 6 months. It's not a, they think they'll investor special in the description, and if the house is worth 300, they'll be offering it at like 280 and call it an investor special. That's like most of the leads I get from a real estate agent.
Yeah. I try
There's
agent
gotta
outreach.
be a way to get leads.
You really have to train them. What's up?
So even I'm echoing. I said there's gotta be ways to get leads. Even I'm echoing. I said there's gotta be ways to get leads.
You're not calling either?
I'm not. I'm still green, so I'm just soaking up the information.
I'm just soaking up the information. Just start.
I got a couple leads I'm gonna be working on.
I got a couple leads I'm gonna be working on.
Good. And I've had by far the most success driving for dollars. I had just in my small market, I drove every road and got about 130, I think, 140. And out of all them, the ones that didn't pick up, that I called 5 or 6 times, every number that was linked to them 5 or 6 times, I sent them mail. And then I got the majority of those back. It said it was a vacant property. So now my next step is to door knock all those properties and see if I can get in touch with somebody, or, you know, ask the neighbors.
Yep.
And I got a good bit of them back, maybe 40 postcards back. So I like to go after stuff like that because it requires a lot of work and not many people are doing it.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta use what works for you.
Yeah, I just do it, you know.
Usually the ones that require a lot more work that people aren't doing is going to be the most profitable.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's a few of them, man. It's just my market. The housing values, like the ARVs, are so low, it's hard to make flips work over here. Even if the house is completely destroyed and it's a gut job, like, it makes it really hard, because even if you get the house for free, you put 100 to 150,000 in the house to rebuild it, and the house is only worth 200.
Yeah.
You gotta make that work.
I was just looking at a house in the Ritter, and it was a huge house for 220 grand.
220.
Yeah. I was like, 'cause my wife has a friend out there.
So like that, even a cosmetic rehab is going to cost you so much money. It's not going to be worth it.
Yep.
So, I mean, if it costs you $150,000 to repair it, you still make 50 grand. That's not a bad deal. You make 50 grand a piece on a house. That's not bad.
Say that again.
I said, if it costs you $150,000 to repair it, you're making 50 grand on a house. That's not a bad return.
Well, that was just the rehab. This one that I'm looking at, probably be 150 on the rehab. It's a really bad house. Like the roof is collapsing in on it. And that doesn't include any financing costs or holding costs, realtor costs, closing. It doesn't include any of that. That's just rehab.
It's just rehab, okay, so not including all the other funds.
It's just rehab,
Yeah,
okay,
so
so not
I-
including all the other funds.
Almost breaking even, and that's it. That's if I don't hit any snags. That's just breaking even almost. Maybe 10 grand, and that's not worth it.
Hmm.
Go work a 9 to 5 job for that.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
what
so
I'm
just- I
doing
just
right
keep
now.
looking.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, it's gotta be worth it.
Man, I got to be friend with a real estate agent. She's gonna be sending me
She's
some
gonna be
leads.
sending me some leads.
Oh, good. Yeah, watch Jamil Danby stuff on that. He's got a lot of good videos.
Mm-hmm.
He's the agent outreach king.
No, she sent me a good one,
She
actually. Yeah.
sent me a good one, actually, yeah.
The duplex for
The
245,
duplex for 245.
and it rents for $2,000 each.
$2,000 each.
$4,000 return a month.
$4,000 return a month.
Sounds pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing a deal with Carlos. It's a duplex out of New Orleans. He should be getting it for 150, and it rents for 1,500 a side, 3,000 a month. And he's getting it for 150. It doesn't need much work.
That's a home run.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you talked to Carlos? How to get
Carlos, how to get it?
other than door knocking?
Other than door knocking.
Have I been door knocking?
Did you hear me or not?
Did you hear me or not?
I can hear you.
Okay. I said, did you talk to
I said,
Carlos
did you talk to
about
Carlos
different
about,
ways to get leads?
different ways to get leads?
To get leads.
You know, because he says you're
No, no,
doing
You
door
said
knocking,
you're doing door knocking.
but right now you're
But
driving
right now you're
600
driving
miles. I
600
mean, that
miles.
costs
I
money.
mean, that costs money.
Yeah. It's really just a combination of stuff. Do you find what works for you? Every market is different.
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't like sitting on the phone. I did it because I thought that was what would work, but that was before I didn't realize 9 out of 10 people or 96 out of 100 people aren't even going to pick up the phone. That's what blew my mind before I started this.
Mm-hmm.
I did not realize that 96 out of 100 people weren't going to pick up the phone. I thought, oh, this is easy. I can drive around. There's a ton of houses that I know of in my area. They just need to be flipped. So I thought I was going to get their phone number or they get the address, skip trace it, call the phone number and work a deal. And it's not like that at all. So it was a rude awakening for me, just trying to get in touch with people.
But
I
you
didn't
just
think it'd
staying,
be
but
that
You just
tough.
saying,
you were just staying around your
just
neighborhood,
staying around your neighborhood.
My whole city.
your whole
Moving
city.
around the whole city. I know of a ton of houses. I got probably 150 to 200 houses that I know that need work, and they look abandoned. And I can't even get in touch with most of them.
I had the same issue. in my town.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Going into this, I thought it'd be so easy for me.
Have you tried to do some
Have you tried
research?
to do some research?
Try to get a number?
How to get a number?
Yeah, I sent the mail that came back. I have a list of houses that I couldn't get in touch with through phone or mail, and now I just have to door knock.
How about property records?
Property records.
For what? Property records on what?
On the property, if
On
you're
the
the property
If
that
you're the
you want to
property that you
buy,
want to
you look
buy,
at property
look
records,
at
you can
property
see the
records,
number.
you can see the number.
Yeah, that's through skip tracing. That's what I did. I know who owns it. It's just I can't get in touch with them.
I mean, usually you can
And
Google,
usually you can Google,
put the name on it, you
put the
can get
name
a phone
on it,
number.
you can get a phone number.
Right. Yeah, that's what I've done it for all of them.
I'm not trying to tell you what to do.
I'm not trying to tell you
I'm
what to do. Just
just trying to give you some
trying to give
information.
you some
you haven't done it.
information. You haven't done it.
No, I've already done all that. It's just impossible to get in touch with some people.
Man, I have this vacant house that's in a great neighborhood. I used the county records to find the owner and then skip traced it, and the owner lives in Houston, Texas. This house is in California, and couldn't reach him or any possible relatives or anything like that. Sent him a mailer, nothing. I reached out to the community, and the sub-2 student went and knocked on the door of where it said he lived, and no one answered. He went and knocked on the neighbor's door, and they said like they see people there every once in a while, but like I can't find this guy anywhere.
Yeah.
And it's just how it's sitting.
Yeah, I got like 150 leads like that right now. Stupid.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
like
not very
GPS.
encouraging.
Well, it's a numbers game, but in my market, I don't have the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's hard when your ARVs are so low.
That too, because I have several deals that would work, like they want to sell, but the numbers don't work. They're it's a lot different. Whenever I was in Houston driving for dollars there were some decent houses that needed to be flipped, like it needed a renovation before somebody moved in it, and after renovation it was worth $450, $500, and you can probably get it for 150. But the houses in Lafayette, they're max like worth like 220, something like that. And in order to get that house at a decent price and renovate it, you'd have to be in it for under 100. And everyone I've talked to just doesn't want to do that. They say you're out of your mind.
I wonder if creative finance will work better for those then.
I guess if you're gonna rent them out, yeah.
Yeah.
See where I'm going.
I'm lost for words.
I've just kind of slowed down my pace, and I just talk to more people through word of mouth instead of just banging the phones all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm getting a lot more done.
Yeah. I decided to start calling leads for a sub-2 student.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but spending so much money when there's, especially if you're not working, and you're spending so much money on marketing, it's really discouraging.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Body, it's completely different.
Mm-mm-mm. I'm gonna have to have a long talk with Carlos.
About what?
Well, and when you're hearing from people that when you call leads, and they're not getting very successful, other than door knocking, and what other avenue is there available? Social media, you mentioned that.
It's just a numbers game. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be doing this stuff for the rest of my life. It's not something that you can either do or don't do. I saw a post in TTP the other day. Michael, are you in TTP?
No.
This guy was in it like 2 years ago. Young guy, I think he was like 19. He's like 21 now. And he got in TTP, didn't do anything with it. He couldn't take the rejection and stopped doing it. Kind of forgot about it, but he remembered the skills that he learned and how to do the numbers and all that. And just recently, the past like 2 months, 2 deals fell into his lap. One was 25,000 and the other one was 75,000. He made $100,000 2 years later just by being in TTP, because once you learn those skills, it's pretty much, unless you forget about them, they're lifelong skills that you could learn to use. If you just do 1 deal a year, it's worth getting good at it and knowing how to do all this stuff. you don't have to do it as a full-time job. And I never planned on it being a full-time job for me. It's just something that I wanted to learn. So whenever anything comes by, I can jump on that opportunity and make a good, 20, 50, 100 grand, no matter what it is. It can be a commercial building. It could be an empty lot. If I see a good deal, I know how to go about it now.
Mhm.
It doesn't have to be my full-time job. It's a good supplemental income. Like that guy that's 21 years old that just made 100 grand from stuff he learned 2 years ago.
Just a kid.
Right.
Like, you look at Carlos, he's only been at it for 7 months.
He just bought his
Yeah,
eighth property.
Some people take off like that because they've had, past experiences on something, or they have, a lot of these people that are on the YouTube channel, like Wholesale Hotline and stuff. They've had something to where, they've either had a bunch of money and they're in the construction company, so they already had all the contacts and all the money to get it done. That's what happens on a lot of them. Whenever you're just starting out by yourself, you don't know anybody in real estate, you're not in the business, and you don't have any money, it usually takes a little bit longer for those guys. But
Yeah,
I've seen them be just as successful, if not more successful than the other ones.
I've been in it for a year. And depending on how this deal goes today, I might have my first one under my belt.
Deal?
Yeah, this guy in Texas has this house that he inherited. He wants 60 grand for it. And the ARV in that neighborhood is 285.
Nice. How much work does it need?
He said medium. So I'm thinking anywhere from 40 to 50.
Okay, so 110.
I was going to offer him 130, and then hopefully make about a $10,000 assignment fee. But I was like, so what do you want for the property? And he goes, if I could walk away with 60,000, I'd be pretty happy.
Yeah, that's like winning the
Jump on
lottery.
it. Why don't you have a contract yet?
Over all this time.
Yeah, what's stopping you from getting the contract right now?
For this deal, I call leads for sub-2 students, so we just email the offer over. But for this past year, I've been doing it by myself. And just learning the hard way and can never quite get a deal.
Yeah, that should be your first one.
We'll make it happen. It's gonna happen for us. Just gotta stick to the
Are you in
program.
sub two?
Yes. But I'm gonna take them all on. Wrap, rental, wholesale. I'm not gonna be picky. I'm gonna try to take them all on, because you never know what's coming. I don't wanna get stuck in just in one area. Diversity is
Carlos
profit.
coming back? Or Stan or anybody? What?
Well, that's a diversity is profit.
Oh yeah, for sure. When's the calling coming back? You know when Carlos is coming, or anybody gets on here and does calls?
Well, tomorrow there's a special.
Did he say when?
There's a special guest tomorrow, so I'm pretty sure he'll be back tomorrow.
In the afternoon.
'Cause I know he posted
y'all
on
been
Facebook,
doing the,
he had a special guest.
Posted on Facebook. We had a special guest.
Y'all been doing the Breakfast Club yet?
No. You have?
We've been doing it this whole week.
Nice. Is it the same thing as the afternoon stuff?
Yeah, it's just strictly role play. I mean, there's Q&A, but Carlos is usually the one with all the A's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. When that happens, I'm at work, so. I don't get to partake.
All right, guys.
partake.
Well, I'm about to take my my exit here. Coming up, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right, wishing you luck, man.
Thank you. Later.
Good luck. I'm gonna hop off too, Giles.
Okay, well, that'd be well, short night.
Yeah. Have a great evening.
All right, you too.
Oh snap! Did everyone leave, Giles?
Yeah, I mean, other than me, I'm the only one left.
Oh no. Yeah, I was trying to listen to you guys, but I was making some calls. I'm talking to a seller right now. I'm trying to lock this thing up.
Nice.
I'm waiting on Carlos to hit me up.
So what's up? Talk to me about that deal. What are you doing?
It's nothing crazy. It's just the cash. These two brothers, they inherited from the mother. I guess they don't want to do anything to do with it. They were gonna list it with the realtor for like 1.1, 1.2. It's a multi 2 units, 1 studio. And then there's one tenant that hasn't paid for a while, so we had to take that into consideration. But we're hoping to lock it up at 750, if not 775.
Okay.
Yeah,
Not
the
bad.
the brothers already agreed. Well, kind of came to an agreement on 800, but they don't know the condition of the property. I guess I haven't been there in a while, so I just kind of like implemented it in their heads, you know, and let them know that like, hey, that 800 is definitely going to fluctuate a little bit.
Okay, is that a cash deal or sell finance?
No, it's going to be a cash.
Yeah, be a cash deal.
Yeah. I'm still working on seller finance deal, so hopefully we get that in the bag too.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you got your finances in place?
I'm trying to. I'm trying to get my first deal and, you know, make some money.
You and me both.
Yes, sir. All right, Giles, I'm gonna hop off. I think Carlos just hit me up.
Okay. So you just
All
didn't
right,
want to be
brother.
on the Zoom today, huh?
I guess not.
All right.
All right, brother. I'll
Catch you
see you.
tomorrow, man.
I'll see you tomorrow.
All
Bye.
right. Bye.